Don't mind the sign up there. That was the winner of the comment contest, which was last video. You can check it out. It's in one of the corners with the card. And that's how I learned how racist you guys are. You guys are all really messed up. And speaking of messed up, modern game industry. Oh boy, I could write an entire essay about this, but I'm not going to because I don't want to take up too much of your time, especially as a small YouTuber. This is more of a rant style video, so just prepare for that. I just want to get this off my chest because this has been annoying me for a few fucking years now. For the past few years, the gaming industry has been just completely plagued by this rabid disease. This disease, games being unfinished, whether it's not being optimized or just completely unfinished or just relying on DLCs for the main majority of the content of the game. Now, what sparked this whole discussion that I want to bring up with you is, that's right, you guessed it, Jedi Survivor. You've seen the headlines, you've seen every other streamer say, yeah, this is bullshit, this game runs worse than a grandma with a broken hip, it's fucked. And I haven't bought the game for that reason. Now, normally, I wouldn't listen to what these people would say. I would make my review once I actually, played the game for myself. But literally every single person, every media outlet, every game reviewer, every streamer, every YouTuber, even the old lady down the street that doesn't have internet access, that I'm stealing power from her house to power my PC, says that it's shit. Now, I want to talk to you first about optimization. Now, there's a lot of smooth-brained people on the internet, like me, going around, and they'll say things like, oh, you're just mad you're not getting 60 FPS? Oh, how entitled. You're so fucking entitled for wanting 60 FPS. You're such a fucking loser. Is it so hard to want 60 FPS? Okay, let me break it down for you. If you're paying like $70, okay? If you're paying $70 for a fucking AAA title game and it runs like shit, stay with me here, but that's not a good thing. Like, if you're paying that much money for a full price game and it doesn't even get 60 FPS, which is the standard. Might I remind you, that is the standard nowadays for games, I believe. That is a normal thing you should expect with your game, especially like a $70 or $80 game. You could run Jedi Survivor on a fucking NASA supercomputer, and you probably get maybe 40 frames. That's not very good. And if you have the argument where you think people are entitled for wanting 60 FPS, the standard for media, full price game that they paid for, congratulations, you are getting cucked by a company. You are getting double-fisted. I hope you enjoy that, because clearly you have a thing for it. And now I want to talk about games just being incomplete. All these subjects I'm going to be talking about all tie in to just one big subject that I want to cover about the modern gaming industry. And I'll try and make this as fast as possible. So a game is just not being finished, filled with glitches, bugs, general just connectivity issues or just being unpolished. These should not be a problem in a fucking AAA game that you paid for. You paid $60 for your game. Oh, here's a little piece of shit that hardly even works. Congratulations. Have fun, kiddo. And if you want, you can spend an extra $20 for the deluxe edition. And with the purchase of a deluxe edition, we'll send a personal representative over to your house to fuck your wife and kick your dog too. And not only that, we're also going to send another personal representative to your favorite streaming company. And we're going to make them cancel your favorite show. And on top of all of that, if you purchase within the next 24 hours, we're going to break into your house, leave your sink running, and open your fridge and leave it open all while you're not home. And in the summer, we're also going to turn your air conditioning on and open your windows and have all that going so your power bill is through the roof, your water bill is through the roof, and you're going to go in debt. You see, my favorite game is actually called Going Outside, and with a little bit of a DLC edition, you get what's called a basketball. Have you heard of it? Obviously, that whole bit was a little exaggerated, the going outside part. All these general topics also apply to DLC, where a game completely lacks all this content, but they just throw in a bunch of DLC to, one, make more money, and two, to fill the content gaps to justify the price in the first place. It's ridiculous, and it shouldn't happen. Now that I've gotten that out of the way, I did want to cover something else as well, and it's about gamers sabotaging game development, as well as higher-ups sabotaging game development. Even if it's not intentional, it could just be ignorance, but I do want to cover this because I think it's something important to talk about as well. First, I'm going to start with gamer sabotage, because it's much easier for me to explain because I have more experience with it. Now, I always see gamers all over the internet that are always like, oh man, I want this game to come out now, it needs to come out now, what the fuck is going on? And they have no fucking patience. You see it everywhere. It happens all the time, all over the internet. So all that push is already going to want to push developers to release the game faster and rush a few things. Oh, don't even get me started if the game is delayed. That's like a cardinal sin, because then all the gamers are gonna go fucking crazy. The game's delayed. Oh, we're never gonna get it. Oh, this is taking too long. I can't eat my dick for more than 2 minutes. Like I said, that already pushes companies to want to put out their game faster, even if it's a pile of shit and it's not done, just to appease the fan base because they're fucking crazy. And now I want to talk about corporate sabotage. Now, in my experience with higher up, everything I've heard, they're kind of stupid. Like just straight up, they're just kind of dumb. They don't really know what's going on in the lower fields. They kind of more focus on the numbers, which is understandable. You can't keep track of everything in a position like that. That's just not possible. Decisions are still kind of dumb. I don't have experience in the gaming field. This is just all my speculation. I can't exactly say, yeah, this is what's happening. I know this is what's happening because I've experienced it. No, it would make sense to me. People up top are just trying to push it out as fast as possible. Again, I don't have proof this is happening. I'm just trying to put some pieces together that would make sense in my little tiny lizard brain here. No, I'm not making this video just to complain for the sake of complaining. It's coming from a place of actually, like, you know, caring. I know, shocker, the Lard Guardian likes video games. Wow, who would have thought that was coming, huh? And it just really bugs me when companies will put out just a piece of shit that doesn't fucking work. And it's like why? Like, you could have kept it in the oven a little longer. Like, you know, you could have worked on it a little longer. I would rather have a game that is delayed a year and it come out fucking fantastic than a game that is not delayed at all but comes out like a piece of dog shit. It just doesn't compute with me why companies are like, yeah, let's just push everything up as fast as possible, as much as possible. It's just like, yeah, okay, I get it. People are going to buy the game no matter what state it's in, either to review it or just to buy it because they just like sucking the dick of a company and they just love certain franchises. I used to be like that for Star Wars, but then I watched the sequels and I was like, wow, these are ass. And now I don't really watch a lot of Star Wars content. I don't really purchase a lot of Star Wars content anymore because I don't care. Like, I heard Andor was really good though, so I'll probably check that out. Like, I still like Star Wars content, but you know, whatever. That's just a completely unrelated tangent. But still, it's just, like I said, it just bugs me. It fucking bugs me that these smooth-brained fucking idiots push shit out. And I'm not even saying that this is everyone. I don't want this to be misconstrued as me saying everyone that develops games are stupid and they have a room temperature IQ and they all suck. I'm not saying that. There is real passion in the developers. There's real passion in the team. There's real passion even in some of the higher ups. I'm positive of that. But there's the bad actors that just fuck everything up or just say, yeah, just push it out there. Who cares? Whatever. We're getting our paycheck at the end of the day. Who gives a shit? Don't have any proof that's happening. But it definitely fucking seems like it with how these games get released. Like, how did nobody, like, play the game? Like, in the case of Jedi, you know, Survivor or whatever, did nobody play the game, like, at all? Did they just skip the testing period? Did they just skip the reviewing period? Like what happened here? Like, do they have fucking NASA computers at fucking EA? Do they have, like, the Google fucking supercomputer? Do they have a HAL at EA? What the fuck is going on? And another game that came out like shit. You guys remember Battlefield 2042? Literally, I think the lowest rated Battlefield game ever, and it came out broken as fuck. Like, how does that happen? Like, how do you sit there like, yeah, you know, that's cool to put out. Let's just throw this game out onto the market. People will eat it up. And the unfortunate thing is people will eat it up too, because people will just fucking buy anything. If you're a gamer, you should probably watch what you spend your fucking money on, because these companies are taking advantage of you. Like, you should feel betrayed by the company. Don't harass employees or any shit like that. You know, just that's always fucking pisses me off when people harass just employees trying to get through their fucking day or just trying to, you know, make their money and go home. But unless they're the person fucking responsible for pushing it out and saying, fine, they'll eat it up, we'll add DLC and patches to fix it. And also, I know this is very disorganized at this point, but just, I know there's going to be day one patches. Games aren't perfect, ever. They're rarely ever perfect. They're going to need patches, especially if it's an online game with servers. They're going to need a lot of fucking patches. That's the way it works. But a game to come out in the state of, like, this, Jedi Survivor, is completely fucking broken. Battlefield 2042 was completely fucking broken. And it just seems like modern gaming does not give a fuck about you. Modern gaming does not care about you. This was just a weird rant video. I'm sorry if this dragged on longer than it needed to. Thank you for watching. Here's some videos that you'd like. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment telling what you think. And remember, everybody, stay hard.